Sup guys, Mr. Neo over here, and today I want to make a video about what makes Tadej Pogačar so good. Obviously the guy is a monster on a bike, he is supremely gifted, his genetics must be off the chart, and his bike fit is amazing. Also his mental ability, his self-belief is quite amazing. So let's get the obvious out of the way. These guys at the top level, they are riding under medical supervision. That's what you need to be doing to even stay healthy. We expect these guys to be riding 30,000 kilometers per year, year after year, for like 20 years in a row. That's not healthy. Try riding 30,000 kilometers per year. What's going to happen is that you will get super low bone density, you will lose muscle mass, you will lose your libido, your motivation, you will get unhealthy, super skinny. Your blood values might go down actually, but if you train like a insane amount. Like try riding 30,000 kilometers per year and 15,000 of it in some kind of intensity. It's just we expect a lot from these guys, but we don't give them much wiggle room, you know. So these guys are doing medical supervision, but what troubles me is the amount of pain relievers that they are using. They are Tadej Pogačar before every race must be like getting down a couple of pills of some stuff that's going to help him with the pain, and that's the real issue here. Is that and that's the whole peloton now. You can read the stories online, like everybody is on pain relievers now. So that's what I don't like about it. Now let's get into the interesting stuff. What makes him so good is actually his bike fit and the way his biomechanics work. So if you ever see him sitting on a bike, you realize that if you would see him in real life, you would see that he's super skinny. He looks like a 15-year-old boy. That's how skinny this guy is. But at the same time, he's able to push these amazing watts. So what you can't see inside of him is that his veins and everything must be just spot on. It must be almost flawless, almost perfect to really get that amount of blood flow and to be able to, like, this guy can hold 500 watts for probably 6 to 7 minutes, you know, just madness. And now let's get into his bike fit. So he's sitting because he doesn't have any muscle mass in his arms, in his shoulders, in his chest. He just has like stabilizer muscles. So he can really bend over the bike without putting too much stress on his neck. Also, his head is quite small. For example, I have a really big skull. Like if I ride in a super aggressive position, my neck hurts because my head is just too big. So he was naturally born with a smaller head, so that helps him. Also makes him more aerodynamic. Next thing, his pelvis is pre-rotated, so his saddle is always pointing down. What that does for him, because he is so light, he doesn't he can like get away with sliding on the saddle forward a little bit because he doesn't have much mass to be holding up with his hands. So if you can rotate your saddle down, that means that you're open up your hips a little bit and you are pushing your legs. You don't have to push your legs so much up. You can really focus on pushing them down. And that's how you get your power, right? Imagine you are trying to stomp something. You are not going to be trying to raise your knee all the way up to your ears, like, because you feel like that you are just pinching your hip and you're not getting much power out. There is like this certain ratio that you are working with, a certain range. So that's what he's doing. If he was riding in 2019, 2020 and 2021, I think, on 172.5 millimeter cranks, and you could see him that he was sometimes like having to rock in the saddle to overcome like that top position of his pedal stroke, and they managed to get rid of it by that genius move to 165 millimeter cranks. And again, that's just a sort of a luck and genetic thing that he has, that he's able to put out that amount of power with those shorter cranks. And if you ever see him pedaling, focus on how he pedals. it looks like he's just permanently connected to the pedals. And I'm not talking about just the clipping pedals. I mean, it's like he's part of the bike, you know. This guy obviously grew up on the bike. He has been cycling since he was little, but really he just was molded by the bike. And when he pedals, I often say that his legs look like frog legs. You know how frog has these toes that are like spreading apart? That's how his feet look like on the pedals. It's like they are like almost grabbing onto the pedal. It's really surreal to see it in a way. It's just he just really like has this presence, and he's in the moment. He's aware of his pedaling. It's not like he's trying to shy away from pedaling the bike. He's coming for it. He's like, yeah, let's get it. I'm gonna pedal this bike. I'm gonna ride at 480 watts for the next 16 minutes or something. He's really in the moment. So it all these things tie in together, like the his supreme genetics, his biomechanics, his bike fit, his aerodynamics. Also, one thing that you cannot see is that some people are just born more aerodynamic than others, and that's something that you cannot train. Yes, you can like bend over more on the bike, you can squeeze in your shoulders, have a narrower handlebars or whatever, but he has something that makes him more aerodynamic than other people. And that's, again, that cannot be trained. That's just the shape of his legs, of his torso, the way that air flows around him. I would say probably he has like less aerodynamic drag than if somebody of his, a similar guy of his height that got to the same body weight, he would probably have more drag. So it's just all these small little things that come in together. And as I said at the start of the video, these guys are using stuff, but at the same time, you must understand that he has everything else coming together that makes it possible for him to be that good. So yeah, he's just, in a way, he is the chosen one. And one thing, if you saw the latest Milan Sanremo, when he was descending, he was taking better lines in some of the difficult corners than Mathieu van der Poel, who was on his wheel. So this guy can somehow descend better than Mathieu van der Poel. Like, how insane is that? So this guy, even though he is sitting really forward on the bike, and that's maybe not something that you would associate with amazing descending, because it's sometimes better to be like sitting a little bit more back to be more even on the bike. But since he has like no upper body mass, he can get away with it. So his center of mass is probably really well positioned on the bike, so he can descend amazingly. Even though he rides a really small size of the bike, I think he rides a 52 or something, with a pretty long stem. So, and I have a picture of him open in front of me. I'm gonna put that in the video. He often holds the bike like at the very tip of the levers, so his bike could be a little bit larger maybe, but he just that's racers, they like that aggressive bike, that nimble bike. For me, that would be way too nimble and uncomfortable, but for him, again, it just works. So this guy, you you can list like, you can do a list of stuff that you would think that would be like beneficial for a road racer. This guy has it all, literally has everything. So that's what makes him so good, and maybe that will open up some eyes for some people. So yeah, peace out, guys. Mr. Nee.